This is the new workspace. Before, it was a folding desk, minus the table over here with the old Amiga 4000. That is a future project coming up. That will be something else later on. This desk was no, it wasn't expensive. It actually comes from Ikea, and I'm actually surprised at the cost because all in under 90 bucks. And you can buy the shorter piece for roughly 15. The bigger piece is about 20. And then the legs are about $4 a piece. So all in, you got a pretty good deal for a lot of desk space. And I chose to kind of do this L configuration based on what I had to work with in my living room for my temporary work at home station. I was just sick of the folding table. It had a line in the middle. My keyboard was rocking back and forth. And it was just horrible with the computers because the plastic it seemed like it made the computer heat up twice as much as it needed to. The legs are actually called Adels, if you want to look it up in the magazine, and then Linman or Lineman. I couldn't even get to the spelling on that. I probably could have pulled it up on the screen, but I'm being lazy. But this extra little piece gives me an area to kind of work on my retro computers. I'm working on this LTE 5000. This one is going to be completed soon. Got my laptop, which pretty much powers this, and then the weather channel, and then of course that's usually the radar screen up there. And then, which brings me to this other secondary piece, which I actually got for less than this one. I don't know if I even spent $10 on it. It was actually the same size, except the top, it was a return, and the top was worn a little bit, so it was discounted off. And I was able to cut this and make a nice monitor shelf, so I just had a little extra space underneath. And these are hollow core. The outside's probably like an MDF frame underneath the material they finished it with. And then there's like a cardboard to kind of reinforce it. So you can't sit on these or anything, but they're strong enough to hold everything I have on here now. I probably wouldn't put a 200-pound, 300-pound anvil on these tables or start pounding on them as a workbench. But for an office space, and they're absolutely perfect and fine. And I mean, I don't see where they could actually bend with the material unless maybe they're exposed to moisture. A little vinyl tape on the back side because they are hollow, and I had to cut this piece, but I mean, you can barely tell. It's just the perfect solution. And thanks to Colin over at This Does Not Compute, I was looking for an alternative, and he was having an issue with working from home and needing more desk space, and had mentioned these desks. So I looked them up on Ikea, and I went there the very next day and actually got one because I was like, I gotta have something different than what I'm working on as far as being comfortable and for my main job, and actually be able to do what I need to do and have a monitor straight in front of me and not have any issues with that. And that brings me to the end. Again, thank you for watching IJDM. More videos coming up very soon.